the last 30 days, something has knocked you off balance. A conflict, a big decision, or a conversation that you're still replaying in your head right now. If you're in a senior leadership role, that's a statistical likelihood. I used to be there. I let external events and people dictate my emotions. But I realized that for a leader, emotional reactivity isn't just a personal struggle, it's a strategic liability. Psychology over-complicates the solution. So in this video, I'm stripping that away to give you the simple 4-week framework I and my clients use to take back control. So you can too. Because if you aren't the master of your emotions, you've handed that privilege to someone or something else. And it's far too important to do that. Just before I get into the detail, if you like the sound of this, make sure to subscribe to get more. So let's dive right in. I'm going to ask you to practice a different exercise each week for 4 weeks on the trot. Each activity is designed to regain your authority over your emotional ground, each from a different perspective. But first, I want to address something you may well be thinking right now. Is this even possible? Are we able to control our emotions in this way? Well, the answer is yes and no, but bear with me while I explain. Thoughts and emotions are two sides of the same coin. Think about the breakup of a relationship and you'll feel sad. Think of your last big promotion or successful launch and you'll feel elated. The more you focus and give attention to these events, the more intense the emotion. So if you decide to pay attention to a particular thought, you will feel the corresponding emotion. No exceptions. It's psychological law. Does that mean that all we have to do is stop thinking about something to feel better? Not quite. When an event happens, a thought will occur. Let's say a bill arrives that you don't believe you have the money to pay. At the very least, you'll be thinking, I can't pay this, which may well create a feeling of insecurity or fear. However unpleasant that feeling is, it's the right one for the thought you're entertaining. Your feelings are never wrong. Your thinking might be, and frequently is, but not your feelings. The more you believe the thought, the stronger the feeling. So here is your first week's work. Set an alarm for 3 times a day when you're unlikely to be interrupted and can focus on this task. When it goes off, ask yourself how you're feeling. What is the quality of your prevailing emotion or feeling? Are you happy, excited, frustrated, angry, bored, stressed? Identify the feeling and amplify it. Make it a bit stronger. Now ask yourself, what is the thought behind the feeling? It could be, I'm not able to do this, or I'm going to miss my son's birthday, or my boss doesn't like me, my team doesn't respect me, or it could be, I'm going to get promoted, we're going to win that pitch, etc., etc. It's a 3-step process for this first week. Firstly, identify the prevailing feeling. There is always one, even if it's subtle. Second, amplify it and give it space. Third, discover the thought behind the feeling. Don't try to change anything, just observe. Practice this every day for a week in preparation for week 2. Don't worry if you don't get it at first. Keep practicing. If you find the process frustrating, use that as the feeling to work with. By the start of week 2, you'll likely be more aware of your feelings and emotions and the thinking behind them. Because you've been observing them, you'll be less immersed in them and gaining a sense that you are not what you're observing. You are not your thoughts and feelings. You can start to see the wood now because you're not in the trees. Before we get into week 2, there is another law that you need to be aware of, which is that thinking and knowing are quite distinct. You can know something without thinking about it, and you can think something without knowing it. This means that many of the thoughts you have are not knowledge or fact, but simply opinions or even fantasies. So when that bill arrives and you say, I can't pay this, that may well be an opinion, not a fact. It may take a few phone calls, but it is quite likely that you will be able to pay it if that is what you really want to do, or possibly even survive without paying it immediately. So for week 2, you'll need to continue identifying thoughts and feelings, but then go on to ask yourself if the thought behind the feeling is based on solid fact and knowledge, or whether it's an opinion or belief. The stronger the emotion, the more likely it is to be an idea rather than a reality. And this is where the magic happens. If you know that the emotion you're experiencing is based on an idea, you can change the idea and change the emotion. Now, this sounds simple, and it is, but it needs practice. And that is what week 2 is for. Identify a thought behind the feeling and change it as you see fit. So if you have a thought that is not preferred, choose one that is. If you are worried because you believe you can't pay that bill, choose the idea that you can pay it, you just don't know how right now. If you're angry because someone was rude to you and you think that they've lost respect, choose to believe that they are experiencing difficulty in their lives and will take it out on whoever is in front of them. It's not personal. If you're super excited at the thought of getting a huge bonus, believe that you can be happy with or without it. Choose what you believe carefully. Week 3 is all about belief systems and mindsets. Mindsets are generally unhelpful, as minds are meant to be neuroplastic and impressionable, not set. But we certainly have them, some more than others. A good example is political leaning. Many of us have a preference for the left, centre or right of the political spectrum. You will read and hear opinions that irritate, annoy or even anger you about the current state of the world. This week you're going to be practicing holding your beliefs lightly. Listen to what your political opposites have to say. Suspend your beliefs and entertain theirs. Look at the issue from their point of view. Become what they are, just for a moment. This is a game, so you can always revert to type after. But consciously embrace, lightly, whatever point of view opposes yours. We're not trying to change your mind here, but simply loosening the grip your mindset has on you. After all, it's just an opinion, it's not you. Don't let it define and limit you. By all means hold an opinion, but don't let any opinion hold you. Week 4 is where the rubber hits the road. Every time you are aware of an emotional reaction, positive or negative, to any event, know that it's because you've judged it. The judgment is simply the attachment of a thought, literally a sentence, to the event. Hamlet described this best when he said, "For there is nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so." See if you can spot the judgment before it takes root and creates a corresponding emotion. It all happens very quickly, but if you've practiced well for the last 3 weeks, you'll be able to start seeing this occasionally before it unfolds and takes control. This is the beginning of emotional mastery, which will leave you in charge of your thinking and feeling faculties instead of outsourcing them to the world around you. A couple of caveats at this point. This is not about suppressing emotion. It's about becoming aware of the mechanics of thought and feeling and taking responsibility for them. Neither is it about desensitizing yourself. This process actually makes you more sensitive and puts you in charge of how you respond rather than feeling compelled to react. This framework starts to build real self-awareness, not just a few colours or labels for your personality type, but actual perception of your inner dynamics in real time. This is a very powerful alchemical activity which transmutes lead, the same old tired thoughts and emotions, into gold, clear, bright thinking and uplifting, inspirational feelings. And if you want to accelerate it further, establish a daily meditation practice. This is the most efficient means I know to quicken deep personal development and self-awareness. Get in touch with me to find out more if you're interested. So there we have the 4-week framework for emotional mastery. 1. Identify the emotion, amplify it, and uncover the thinking behind it. 2. If the thought behind the feeling is unwanted, change it for a preferred one. 3. Loosen your grip on opinions. Hold them lightly. 4. See the act of judgment in real time and intervene to suspend it. Don't rush this process. Impatience is not a virtue. Take it easy. Let me know how you get on in the comments and ask any questions you may have. Leave a thumbs up if you found this valuable and subscribe to my channel for more. See you in the next video.